We are going to talk about one of the most powerful and honestly most misunderstood ideas in business today. And it's an idea that once you really get it, it completely changes how you look at everything, from your marketing to your sales to even your data. So let me ask you, does this sound familiar? Your tools feel totally chaotic. Your CRM is, well, it's a mess. Your messaging feels like it changes every other week. You ask 10 different people in your team, hey, what do we do? And you get 10 different answers. It is so common and so incredibly frustrating. But what if I told you that the answer isn't another piece of software? It's not a fancier project management tool or some new shiny CRM. No, the real issue, the root cause, runs so much deeper. The big secret is you don't have a tools problem, you have a brand problem. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Brand, come on. That's just our logo, our colors, the fluffy stuff. And that, right there, is the exact mindset we have to upgrade. We've got to stop seeing brand as just the pretty wrapper on the outside and start seeing it for what it truly is, your company's entire operating system. So let's put these two models side by side. The old way, the wrapper model, sees brand is just this superficial layer on top, the logo, the colors. But the new model, the powerful model, sees brand as the foundational system. It's the core code that runs everything else. It's your positioning, your promise, and your proof. So let's work with a much more useful definition. Your brand is simply the shared understanding of who you are, who you're for, what you promise them, and how you show up. And that's not just for customers, it's for your team too. It's the source of truth that should guide every single decision you make. And this whole operating system, it really breaks down into 4 core parts. First, you've got positioning. That's your spot in the market. Then there's your promise, the one result you absolutely stand behind. After that is personality, how you sound, how you act. And finally, you have proof, the reason anyone should actually believe a word you say. Literally everything else flows from these 4 things. Okay, so if brand is the upstream source code, what happens downstream when that code is, let's say, a little buggy or maybe just incomplete? Well, the consequences, they pop up everywhere, often in places you would never ever expect. For instance, let's talk about your offers and your pricing. If your brand is all about being a premium white glove partner, you can't just suddenly launch a cheap do-it-yourself product without causing total confusion. Your brand dictates what you can credibly sell and for how much. Offer confusion is brand confusion in disguise. And then there's your messaging in your content. What is messaging? It's just your brand turned into words. So if that brand is fuzzy, every single blog post, every sales deck, every email becomes a wild guess. And you end up with generic copy and this constant feeling that you have to rewrite everything because nothing ever feels quite right. Now this is where it gets really interesting because almost nobody connects these 2 dots. Your brand strategy should directly dictate your data strategy. If your brand promises to serve, say, scaling B2B tech companies, then your CRM better be tracking things like company size and growth rate. Without that clarity upstream, your CRM just becomes a junk drawer of random fields and reports that nobody trusts. And of course, the customer journey. Think about it. Your brand makes a promise, and every single touch point from the first ad a person sees to their final support ticket is a chance to either deliver on that promise or to break it. If you promise effortless simplicity, but your onboarding is a nightmare, that's not a UX problem. That is a brand integrity problem. And in today's world, oh man, this is more critical than ever. Everyone is scrambling to plug in AI, thinking it's going to magically solve all their content problems. AI is an amplifier. If you give it a messy, inconsistent brand, it's just going to pump out messy, inconsistent content at terrifying speed. Okay, so you can probably see the connections now, but the real question is, how do you know if you have a brand problem? Let's do a quick little self-diagnosis right now for your own business. Do any of these hit a little too close to home? Your messaging is all over the place. Sales and marketing are basically telling 2 different stories. You have a CRM that nobody trusts for a second, or you're stuck in this endless cycle of constantly tweaking the homepage every time a new exec has an idea. Listen, these are not separate problems. They are all downstream symptoms of a weak upstream brand. Here is a super powerful thought experiment you can use. I call it the downstream test. Just ask yourself this. If we decided tomorrow to change who we are for and what we promise them, what else would have to change? The answer is everything. Your pricing, your messaging, your CRM, your success metrics,
the whole shebang. That right there proves that brand isn't some fluffy marketing exercise. It's the operating system for the entire organization.
So just recognizing the problem is a huge first step. But what's the path forward, right? How do you go from this tangled mess of tools and teams to a company that's truly aligned? Well, it starts by going all the way back to the source. Before you go out and buy any new software, please start right here. Get your key people in a room and answer these simple but not easy questions. Who are we really for? What's the one core problem we solve better than anyone? What is the single promise we will stand behind no matter what? And then ask the biggest question of all. Okay, if all of this is true, what in our business needs to change? And that simple little exercise, it often opens a can of worms. It shows you just how deep the misalignment actually goes. So the next logical question becomes, okay, how do we actually fix this? How do we get our brand, our systems, and our people all working from the exact same playbook? It's about making a deliberate shift away from just having scattered tools and random projects and toward building a single, unified engine that pushes the business forward with purpose. So as you think about your own company, just ask yourself, if our brand really is our operating system, is it maybe time for an upgrade? If you decide that you need a partner to help you on that journey, we at Morningstar Creative Solutions would love to talk about how we can help you build your own connected customer engine.